But you gotta be there for me too.
Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my next episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Now, I believe the last episode we got caught by Von Karma at the end, and he took all the evidence. I think there was only one piece of evidence that we still have. I'm not certain, but well, let's get into the trial and see where it takes us. December 28th, 9:51 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Ah! What's the big deal? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum, as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing? I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. And there's someone else. It's Gumshoe. Whoa, my pal! What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. Alright, this is going to be interesting. December 28th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Von Karma, you... Court's now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. That was uncharacteristic. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask the prosecution to submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed and silenced by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. This guy. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness! Why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. Wake up. Okay, why I left court? I really sorry about leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for policy. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. He's gotta be lying. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi. I'm going to prove it. Alright. Very sorry. I'm just Holly. Figured I got nothing to do with this. I'm gonna press him on that. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep. He seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't even have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. I knew he was gonna come with that one. Witness has testified clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. Well, can't you bring in like a psychologist or something? I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well. Witness, please continue. Ooh, what do I got? Yo, 6. Do I not got the... Oh. I'm not certain. I thought I had the note. Oh no, Von Karma stole it. How can you say you had no motive? I'd say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took your revenge on them, right? Knew that was gonna come. Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over again until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You've been saying the same thing over and over. You've been calling the witness' memory of the past, or lack thereof, into question. Well, what does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness said he has nothing to do with the case, and no motive. Both these statements are lies. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Oh ho! Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Yeah, he definitely knows who he is. Mr. Wright, please tell us the name of the witness. Not Gregory Edgeworth, not Robert Hammond, it's Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. Figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Jumping conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law. As you may recall, you need proof. And allow me to repeat myself once, that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are we gonna prove it? How can you prove he's Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them with the fingerprints on the file of Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see. That makes sense. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? What are you talking about? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at the chemical plant. I burnt my fingers working with that stuff. Yep. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your own fingerprints off to hide your past. Man, that is very, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? That's very smart. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No! Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? Huh? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify to this as to this, who this witness is. No! Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little stomach relief, Oh my god. Thank you, Von Karma, for the idea. Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Except he gave you something very important. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot? What is it, Nick? Wait, can you even cross-examine an animal in court? Anyone who knows about legal stuff, could you please put in the comments if, in any case, an animal could be cross-examined? No, you're not going to. Your Honor, the defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma on his proposal. Take here, Mr. Von Karma up on my proposal. Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Oh no, this is gonna be horrible for him. Order! Order! What do you... Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you ask it? This is a farce. I object. Yeah, wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Mr. Von Karma. I have the right to do so as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this and nothing comes up of it, then I hope you're ready to face the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with my little game? Yes, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. I don't even know if how this is possible. I guess since the parrot can technically talk, I guess. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Okay. Hello, why? That was it. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well. Begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Witness, you can't just expect to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right. What do I say? Have we forgotten something? As I recall, 2 days ago... Polly, have we forgotten something? Why? Don't forget the L6. Why? Yep. If I can get Polly to say that right here, I will prove the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Oh no. What happened? Why is she talking? Hello, wah. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something. Forgot something we forgot. Hello, wah. Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Oh no. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when he asked if we'd forgotten something? Ah. Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe you're speaking to a parrot. Well, I guess we should try some information, get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Okay, but okay, I gotta do it every time it says hello, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna go with this one because I don't know. Maybe that'll. Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, what's your name? Polly, right? Mr. Wright. I think we've established that this parrot's name is Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Of course it does. Don't remember why, but okay. Yes, it does. Huh, fascinating. You claim the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who the caretaker is. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is. Let me check it real quick. Oh, Polly Jenkins, his fiance. It's this. The DL6 file case. That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on then? Show us, or stop wasting our time. Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parrot's name? Suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. This page is all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly? Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess this is something. I guess this is possible. Mere coincidence. That's all. My granddaughter has a dog named she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Wright, does this make my granddaughter's you're my granddaughter's fiance? She's only 7 years old. That definitely messing with him. Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I gonna find that? What was the other thing? I don't remember. Nick, we're getting close. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Oh, sorry, that was Phoenix. Right, but what? Very well, witness, you may continue. Okay. Witness, you can't just say, yeah, I'm not gonna say that again. Safe. That isn't that the DL6 file date? Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just get her to say something. Anything. Okay? Holly, what's the number to this safe in the shack? 1228. 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, are you claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker? It actually does. It actually does. That's why I had her say it. Ah, ridiculous. How can a number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Has to be the DL6 file again. Yep. 12/28, 2001. Wow, I was a toddler back then. The DL6 file case? What is your obsession with that? With what? With that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to the safe number, the case summary data? It's on the case summary page. Case summary? Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 8th, 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. So it's 2016. And the number on that safe is 12/28. Oh, he used the date of the DL6 incident as a number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Ah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number one. Hey, I might change mine to that. This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence. That's all. That's true. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seem more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Is he gonna keep up the facade? Witness! Tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's fine. Oh! Oh, he looked different? I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi? I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Oh, man. Order! Order! Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. Oh. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiance, my social standing. Oh man, I feel sorry for this guy. Then, this year, 15 years later, package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the two people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I am not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Is he talking about the murder of his father? Oh no. Well, I couldn't read that last part, but okay. Von Karma? Where's Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. Wait, this is the first case he's lost. I gave him his first L. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. And he's probably gonna bring up DL6 now. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion in this particular case. So would you like to pass judgment? So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Robert Hammond. Any objections? Nope. I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant Miles Edgeworth not guilty. Whee! Okay. Now let's go home before Edgeworth says anything else. I don't want him to say anything. That is all. This court is adjourned. Okay, thank you. Oh no. Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. But wait, that means... No. Edgeworth. Your Honor. I object to your judgment. Do you mean I am not innocent at all? As we have heard, Johnny Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edward is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what should I do? I gotta protect him. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer. The criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for DL6, and the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Oh, man. Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime? A crime which the statute of limitations runs out today? I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Blah. It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We try this man for his crime 15 years ago. But how are we gonna get... I think I would like to take... Oh, wait. I think I would like to take a 15-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. This court is adjourned. Oh my god. Okay, District Court. Defendant lobby number 2. I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all your efforts. Mr. Edgeworth. I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. The murder is murder. Okay. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. That is true. Even if it's self-defense, it's still murder. This is crazy. Just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court records once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted it to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in the court record. So the file. Okay. Okay. Well, there is a gunshot bullet at the door. And the body's laying towards the wall, so there's that. So it could have been someone else. And then the still bears ballistic markings. I don't know how that's going to help us. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Don't worry, Edgeworth. I'll get you out of this. District Court, courtroom number 3. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge. Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed to his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, no pointless, let the defense cross-examine. Do their cross-examination. The statute of limitations of the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it is unconventional, for me, I'd like to run this one by the books. Okay, so you're just basically saying you've been BSing the entire time, every other trial. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. On Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth. 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. Yeah, I'm like Maya right now. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. At that moment, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now, you've thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the event. The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Press. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... What was it? Pistol. I assume it was the bailiff, Yana Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. And you picked it up, and what happened next? I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. Did you know that it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked. So you're saying you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was in a daze. A moment later, a gunshot. Okay, scream. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. The gunshot and the horrible scream. The scream. To this day? Yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. one part of his testimony that clearly contradicts the evidence. I don't know what it means, but I better find it and quick. Was fired twice. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and then the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at the file on one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this as evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Case summary. Oh wait, no, it was the victim. Ah, dang it. Hold on, I'm just gonna skip this. I'm not gonna read this. There we go. Victim data. Look at the victim data in this file. It says quite plainly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was an accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot? It couldn't have been Yogi. He was passed out. So who else could it have been? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot? Your Honor, I'm sure you're aware. This incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. How can you prove that, though? There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with the incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot was fired? Had something? I guess so. I gotta say yes. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. No, Mr. Von Karma. Save your surprises for after you've seen the evidence. Very well. Mr. Wright, show us proof. Do you have any evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? Right there. It's this one. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see the victim lying there, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. This proves that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves whose shots were fired? Where? Your Honor, please. Get a clue. And I show the judge the contradiction in this photo. Okay, right here. As it should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there is a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired the second shot. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One that went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he heard was fired. That he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the Deal 6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary page? That's on page 1. Look what is written in there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had been indeed fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? But because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made this bullet hole in the door. He's trying to hide something, I think. Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. The murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, no second bullet fired was found at this was not found. It's highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. Maybe he took it with him? So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid this discounts the defense's claim. This. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? I don't think so. What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looked like I was wrong. Nick, if the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots were fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case was stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick? Well, it seems we have finally cleared this incident up. Cleared up this incident. Only one bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce my verdict on the defendant right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like the first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's going blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? I gotta object. I can't not object. Your Honor, I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof. Nick? I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. It must exist. Oh, Mia! The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. Second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. I said that. I literally said that. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers, Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? But we've heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just that someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Tell us. Who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal who took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they know? How would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for the bullet? Yeah, he didn't need it. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for a stray bullet? I haven't gotten a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Ugh. Had to take it. Had to take it. The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. I've got a crazy idea. Did the killer get shot by any chance? Because that would be a way for him to have taken the bullet and need to take it. Yeah, yes, Your Honor? I forgot to say the judge's words. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet hit the murderer, and I literally just said that too. Oh my god. Is this the case? The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it out. You would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. Unless it's like right there on the skin and it didn't go in. You know? Why is everyone so quiet? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's what really happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time, the murder of the murderer themselves the murderer themselves was shot? And then left. And they left with the second bullet still inside them, thus leaving one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it would work. Yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Johnny Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside. Yes. Oh my god, who could that be? Like, how are we gonna know who it was? The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. But who could have done it? Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. Well, there was. Someone was murdered, obviously. Even if it's accident. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Are we actually going to accuse Von Karma of murder? Wow! It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after... Oh man! It was Von Karma! No. If it is, let's send him to jail. Yes. An unusual event for the man. That was his first and last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. It's him. What if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of shock? But took it because he was injured. Which would mean he could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. And he has a motive too. It was Von Karma. Oh man. Wait, do we still have that metal detector? We do. We can literally test if he has the bullet still inside him as well. Because if he took it out, there would be a hospital record. Or, I don't know if he would be willing to go like on the black market or something to get a doctor to do that. I don't know. But if it's still inside of him, then that's why the metal detector's still there. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. Oh no, Your Honor. Well, you've heard. You have indicated that the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Yep. Your Honor, there is a suspect, a lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma. Von Karma? Oh man, I got goosebumps. You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there? Ah, you don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet, you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming I took vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife? At Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Then this means the bullet's still inside him. Nick, let's find who this doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery, which means the bullet's still inside him. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. But it didn't matter because it's still inside him because he's not gonna take it out himself. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? The bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove I was shot? I'm gonna put you in prison forever, bruh. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. I'll even use evidence. I know how much you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... And I think here's where it comes to metal detector. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail, but he still leaves evidence by not getting the surgery.